Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Salt, good morning. Babna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine Sandra, everybody, good morning. Good morning, my darlings. I am back. I am so sorry about yesterday. Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show, with me, your host, the actual runner of the show. Dani Wallis, the Queen Bee. How are you? I hope you are well. My sincerest of apologies for missing yesterday. I was ill. My lordy lord, was I ill? I've never experienced anything like it. I thought I'd share with you this morning, like what the experience was. I went and got my vaccine, didn't I, on Sunday, which was in and of itself an incredible experience. So well organized. We were straight in, straight out. They were just plowing through people. It was amazing to see everybody sort of getting amongst it. And I know lots of people feel lots of different ways about the vaccinations. And I just figure that for me, it was a bit of a no-brainer, considering that, you know, I run live events and I desperately want to hug as many of you as I possibly can in the not too distant future. So yeah, yesterday though. So I went and had it done at 4 in the afternoon. That was like my scheduled time. And then I was fine all evening, felt fine. And then about past midnight, I went to bed relatively early, midnight. I hurt everywhere from my forehead to my toesies. It felt like everything. I felt like an old lady and I cried like proper pathetic, like crying at Wallis from about 5 a.m. onwards. And then it got to 7:30. I thought, I can't work today. Like the fog in my head and the pain everywhere was unlike anything I've experienced in the longest time, even back when I had COVID. So I had COVID right at the beginning. If you remember, literally this time last year, when everything started to kind of happen, and I was ill, but I wasn't laid up. I had a bit of a cough, but apparently, so I hear, there's been lots of different thoughts around it, but apparently the AstraZeneca one specifically, in younger people, so we're talking sort of the 20 to 40 bracket, are experiencing these symptoms because their immune systems are at their strongest, so they're like super aggressive towards anything that you put in it, and that paired with the fact that I'd had COVID before, apparently it turns the dial up on some of the symptoms that you get. But today, it's like yesterday never happened. And I thought, oh God, I'm never going to feel well again. And I'm not normally I mean, as well, most of you know, I'm not normally a sickly person. And I certainly do not like cancelling the show. So we are so blessed that a lot of my clients, a lot of my, which is one of the perks of being a public speaking coach, a lot of my clients, a lot of my amazing speakers from Be Inspired are ready to take the helm should I need it, which means that we are able to run the show even when the show might not have ordinarily gone on. It's just an amazing position to be in, so we can create that consistency for everybody. You know that for the most part at 9:30 every single morning, whether I'm here or not, there will be an incredible conversation for you to tune into. So super grateful to the fabulous Louisa Herridge from Mamas Ignited, who came and took the helm yesterday and did an incredible job, speaking to Alice instead, who we had a spiritual conversation yesterday as well. You know, these conversations that we have on the show, Rise Up Show, are completely varied from fitness, like today we're talking about with the phenomenal Jaime Greaves this morning, all the way through to sexism, racism, political stuff. We talk about all kinds of stuff and everywhere in between as well. And that's quite reflective in some of the topics that we're going to bring to the table for Be Inspired. Let me know in the comments if you've got your tickets yet to Be Inspired on the 22nd and the 23rd. I am bringing to you 22 incredible speakers live from a TV studio into I got excited. That's my pooly arm from my pooly jab and all. Into your living room or your kitchen or your bedroom or your phone, wherever it is that you are, with a veritable buffet of personal and business and spiritual development, readiness for us starting to open the doors again into whatever normality is going to bring us. It has been an insane 12 months, and I couldn't think of a better way of bridging that gap from online events into in real life events again. So the next in real life B event, IATQB event, is going to be in September. However, this is going to be as near as damned as we can get it. It's going to be edutainment at its very finest. So instead of sitting through hours of training, you'll get complete access, lifetime access to the whole of the 2 days. All of the teachings and the trainings have been little 20-minute bite-sized nuggets, and also there are bonuses that all of our speakers are bringing to the table. So all of our ticket holders will get a members area that they'll get access to the week before. In the members area will be a speaker profile of all our 22 incredible speakers, and also there will be extra bonuses, mini courses, all sorts of stuff in there for you to do further learning. £89 with the ability for you guys to make your money back, so you can attend and get all of this insane stuff for free. It is the biggest thing I've ever attempted to do from IATQB. It is the biggest thing. So we've got a target of 1,000 tickets. We want to sell 1,000 tickets to this. It means if we sell 1,000 tickets, we can donate £10,000 to the Fly Anyway Foundation to help people who have overcome domestic abuse create businesses so they can create their independence. I wish that was something that was available for me when I was coming through. And this is something I've had to roll my sleeves up and build tooth and nail. So we've got the most phenomenal speakers. Some of them are here this morning. We've got Kate Davis here in the house this morning. Good morning, Kate Davis. We've also got Be Inspired, my favorite subject. Me too, right? We've got the phenomenal Jojo Smith's going to be speaking as well. We're doing more and more speaker reveals in the emails and on here as the weeks go on. It is on the 22nd and the 23rd of April. It's going to be 9:30 till 5:30. Amazing experience. I'm going to be performing as well. I'm going to be speaking for you as well. It is going to be insane. We've got fireworks, confetti, and all sorts of fantastic stuff, as well as some incredible learning. So please make sure you get your ticket. Anybody who's got an affiliate link, bang your affiliate link in there. Go and have a look for you guys. If you want to get a ticket, get your ticket today. It is really is going to be amazing. So go get your ticket. Anyway, enough about that. I am unapologetic in banging that drum, by the way. If you get a little inbox from me saying, hey, have you got your ticket? Don't be offended. It's because I love you. It's because I want you to come along to this and come and experience what I'm cooking up for you. It's because I think that you will benefit from it. So don't get offended if over the next few days you get a little, hey, you, have you got your ticket yet, like this? Say, hey, not yet, but I'm on it right now. Here, let me go and get my ticket right now, Dani, like that. And then, should you get your ticket, you will then be eligible to take part in our affiliate scheme. And in our affiliate scheme, if you sell the most tickets in our affiliate scheme, you will win a coaching prize with me worth over £5,000. You will win a space on a Be More incubator kicking off in May, which is phenomenal. It's going to do incredible things for your business as well. Right, you lot. Okay, let's get our wonderful guest on this morning. It is a pleasure in my job that daily I get to speak to incredible people. Today is absolutely no different. So we are going to be welcoming, talking all things fitness and happiness this morning, the glorious Jaime Greaves. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you, my love? Welcome to the Show Wise and Razzle Show.
Thank you. It's great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm made up. How did you come across the show? How? Because we didn't really know each other. Well, I didn't really know you before this morning. So tell us, how have we come across each other?
I've followed you because I've seen you through Lisa Johnson.
Right.
So, yes, I have watched and seen lots of your things. And then in the GSD Society, you posted about coming on for somebody else, actually. And I was like, oh, I'll have a look. And
yes.
Let's give it a shot.
I love it. I love that. What is beautiful about our corner of the internet is there are loads of people with some fantastic audiences, loads of people who really present themselves with integrity, who have just the most phenomenal things to teach the world. And Lisa Johnson is definitely one of those people. She's been a mentor of mine, and for lots of you that tune in and watch the show. So whenever I meet somebody through Lisa, I'm always like, right, they're definitely going to be a good sort. Get them on my show. Let's have a conversation. So Jaime, tell us more about what it is that you do.
I do fitness. So I kind of started on the personal training, did the boot camps, and it's just flourished. I've just got amazing people that train with me, and it's not really a job. When you love it, it's just every day is fun. And I'm like a big kid, and they get absolutely they can't understand how I get so excited about the silliest things and toys and kettlebells.
Do you know what? I think it's important that we get excited about the silly things, because that's what brings us joy, right? And if we're working in our joy space, we're doing our very best work. So, Jaime, congratulations on working in your joy space. Welcome. It's a nice place to be. So, interestingly, was it Friday? What day? I don't know what day it is. I've lost a day in my mind. I don't know if it's Friday or Sunday. We were able to begin to do sports outdoors again.
Yesterday. It was amazing.
Was you like, we're free, we're almost free?
Yeah. Honestly, it's just to see them, and it's so different when you're doing it through this. It's lovely, and the fact that we've been able to, and who train with me have been fantastic, and they've stayed, we've gone virtual. But to just have them come and see them face to face and hold a conversation, it was just amazing. And for them, they all needed it desperately, just to be able to see other people and just forget about the year that we've had and just talk about things that can go on now.
Yeah, and I think that, I was watching the news. I don't know why I was watching the news. I try and avoid it at all costs. But I was watching the news yesterday, this morning, and they were, things that we'd not really thought about, things like, swimming or just moving our bodies in general. The doors to the indoor pools are still closed. The doors to the gyms are still closed. All of this inability to not just move our bodies, but to be social whilst we do these things has a huge toll on our mental health and our connective health, right?
Oh, definitely. And it's not just that. For a lot, that actually going to a swimming pool is kind of therapy. For the disabled people, children or adults, they go there because there's not so much pressure on the body. They can do that. They can just go on their own. There's no pressure to do it at a speed or anything. And they can't do that. And when you're in immense pain daily, that's a huge thing. It's different when, yes, we just don't have to exercise and we might pile some weight on. But when you're in constant pain and that's actually something that eases that, it's just everything. And like you say, the mental well-being, people are suffering so badly from not being like all the ones that train with me. Yes, they love it and they lose weight, but they come for that connection. Through the year, we go out for a drink, we go out at Christmas, we do things. They've got that friendship group from it. And that's just taken off you within a second.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But to see people start to access these things again from yesterday, it must have been look at your face, it must have been a brilliant feeling to just it's not even it's something, it's everything when it comes to that, isn't it?
That's it. And it's our jobs. As much as we've been able to carry on virtually, that's not what you're selling to them. You're selling to them that they can come and see you, that they can see that, craziness. They can see that you're excited about stuff, that you love it. And you bring that to them, they start to learn to love it. They realise that actually, and because at school you kind of learn there's hockey, there's netball, there's football. That's it. And cross country. And now there's just an amazing amount of different exercises and fitness clubs that they can go to, that just because you don't like one thing doesn't mean you're not going to love something else.
Right, absolutely. So what brought you to the fitness world? What brought you to the fitness industry? Because on the show, I try to have as many different conversations about well-being as possible, and certainly I'm not in the business of sharing this one size fits all approach to wellness or body shaming and all of that. What brought you to the fitness industry?
I loved it at school. I was good at school.
I love it.
I met my husband, we had kids, and it just stopped. And then one day I'd always let him do what he wanted to do. And I was just on the internet and it came up with personal training. And it was a course through the YMCA. And I was just like, I'll do it. So I did qualify. And then luckily, obviously being at school, you've got lots of mums that you're friends with. So I said, I'm going to start the boot camp. And they came, they brought their friends, and it's just carried on. And I just love it. It's amazing.
I think it's when you take a shot like that on yourself, it's a leap of faith, but when it works out, it's incredible. You look at where you are now, look at the fact that you've got these incredible clients who you get to work with. How did it feel when you decided you were going to do this course with the YMCA, you was going to start to build this this business? How did that feel at the time when you made that decision?
It was hard because my ex-husband at the time didn't want me to. He hated the business the whole time I was with him, put it down. And so when I left him, it was the most amazing thing. And I only left it. The girls that trained with me, I wouldn't be in the position I am if it wasn't for them. Because literally on my birthday, and I'll start bawling now.
I've got you, sister. Come here for a cuddle.
Literally, I went training on the Monday morning, and we after fitness, we went for an ice cream.
Because that's what you can do when you mind yourself.
That's it. We'd burn it off. So we went, and then they brought balloons, and it wasn't a special birthday. It was just that they loved the training, they loved me, and they brought balloons and cake, and we had and prezzies galore, lots of Estee Lauder makeup and lots of little treats. Nice. And then I trained on the night time, and those girls did the same. They ran off at half time with all these balloons and stuff. And I went home and I was just like, I'd got nothing from him. And I just thought, if they can do this, how? And now I've got an amazing life, an amazing partner, 3 happy kids. And and I am in this position because them, they not only did I inspire them to do it, they were there for me. They just showed me that actually I deserved happiness. And
it's hard not to get emotional about when you talk about your community that you've built. In a very, very similar way. When I talk about the IATQB movement, and I talk about our community, and I talk about the people that turn up here every morning at 9:30, the people that send me presents, the people that have sent me housewarming gifts. It's insane. The people that yesterday, when I'm feeling poorly, have got in my inbox and gone, "Are you okay? Like, I'm thinking about you. Is there anything I can do?" And when you realise the power of the communities that we create, when you share and you serve your community, they share and serve you back. It's not a one-way thing at all, is it?
No. Like, I mean, once I left, one of the girls that trains, she deals with domestic abuse, and she was literally my savior. And when she'd noticed things, and so when we spoke, and she was, and she knows how to ask the questions, and she asked it differently, and it was just like, oh wow. Answers had said no to other people. When she put it in a different context, I was like, oh yeah, well, that happened, and that happened, and that happened.
Oh, and then all of a sudden you feel seen, and the things that you thought were normal, you realize weren't normal. Like things like gaslighting, things like. And you're in that place where you're questioning yourself, and you think you're going batshit, and you think you're the crazy one. And
time and time again.
Yeah, it's when you've got those supportive people around you. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. So you have moved your business into the online space to hold on whilst we have taken somewhat of a breather for 12 months. Yesterday, we opened the doors to outdoor activity.
Outdoor. Can't go indoor yet.
Not yet. When that happens, so that's the 12th of April, is that right?
Yeah.
We can start to participate.
Gyms can go inside on the 12th of April, but
Right.
you can only, so I can take personal training inside.
Right.
And if they're a family group, I can take them inside, but
Yeah.
can't do fitness sessions.
Classes. Right. So
that's going to be inside.
Is that going to be May or is that the 21st of June?
It was the 21st of June. I think now they've changed the wording in the government advice, and I'm hoping they don't. I haven't even told the girls and everybody yet because it's dead in case they change it. I think fingers crossed, May the 17th, we can go inside for sessions.
That is going to be like one intense, emotional Zumba fitness hit party, isn't it? That when that happens.
Even more because my new partner Mark is amazing, and we bought just before Christmas our own house, and literally the only reason we bought the house is because it's got a separate garage for me. So we've painted it, we've got punch bags hung up, we've got disco for Friday night, and so it's just not only is it that we can go back inside, this is like for the first time I've not had to rent anywhere. It's all mine, and we've decorated got everything. So yes,
I'm clapping because I know how that feels. Like I know how that feels. We've just moved into our gaff, and it's got the garage that we're going to convert into IATQV HQ so that we can do workshops from there and stuff. Like I feel like a proper giddy kipper for you because I know what that feeling feels like.
It's just so nice to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not having to source places, you've got your play, you can make it your own. I think it's phenomenal. So when lockdown hit last March, how was that for you? So I'm making assumptions here. You were already established within your business. You'd already built up your sessions, you'd already built up your community. What was the run up and the immediate aftermath of that like for you, Jaime?
We had to obviously come down, so sessions, because it went to being just outside, and then it had to be the 6. And again, they were amazing. They all, changed days, swapped to allow everybody to do what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And we just did it, and it was just kind of rolling with it. It was just week to week, just literally messaging and saying, this is where we're at. And then when it said everything had to stop, it was just literally like, we can go virtual. And some struggle, because when you're on the computer for work all day, to then do a virtual session's hard. They come for the connection to get out of that. So a few of them stop, but the rest of them have really tried, bless them, that they've got on, they've done it, and we had no choice, did we? We just had to suck it up and do it. So they'll be happy.
So I'm interested when people work in the fitness industry, when people work within wellbeing and their PTs and what have you, what do you find is the biggest driver for people to come and work with you? Is it varied, or does it tend to be centered around weight loss? What do people tend to come to you for?
I think first off, immediately anybody thinks going to do fitness, it's weight loss. I'm not the able to talk. Once they come, I love exercise, I really do. And, and I say to them, I'm really honest, you can come and I could tell you to not eat sugar, to not eat this, to not eat that, to not eat this, to not have alcohol, to, do this so many times a week. And you're basically, after a week, going to go, I'm going to swear now, my dad will But I don't fucking like it. I don't enjoy it. And they'll leave. And then I've not helped them. So I just say to them, you don't want to be an elite athlete. I don't want to be an elite athlete. We have a giggle. The kids come on and do the videos, and they'll quite happily bring me out a cider and let everybody know that I like a cider. Mm-hmm. So they have to be able to enjoy that. You just have to make small lifestyle changes. And that will impact everywhere. So I think immediately you all think it has to be about weight loss.
Right.
And it's just about educating them that actually it's not. And then the confidence they get in themselves is just mind-blowing, because they just grow in so many different ways. And then they want to inspire others. They want to tell them. And they realise that they might not have lost weight, but they've lost inches. I've got one girl, she's done the online challenge with me. She's lost 4 stone since September.
Wow.
work when everybody's piling the pounds on, and she's 2 dress sizes smaller.
Right.
She's the one now in the group. She posts every day. She's like a little motivational thing every single day, and it's just her confidence is just blossoming. It's for me, it's that confidence.
And is it the taking part in that starts to unlock? Because of the conversation around weight and around size is a political one as well as it is a health-based one. That when people come to you and it's with weight loss in mind, I mean, this is a decision. I want to speak to everybody that's out there right now. This is a decision that people are making for them and based on how they feel. And I like to think that the majority of us are grown-ups when it comes to, you know, what we choose to do and how we look after ourselves. When people start to make those changes, and like you say, it becomes much less about the weight loss and how they're feeling. And that feeling begins to snowball into bigger things for themselves, the confidence, into holding themselves in a way that's strong, into having better conversations, being able to ask for the things that they want, understanding their physical boundaries, all of this sort of stuff. What would you say to somebody who might be sat there now and they might feel like in the past 12 months, they've been so restricted and they don't feel like themselves? So I'm not talking to the people who are absolutely happy in their bodies as they are. We love you. You are not less than, you are not more than, you are there and you are amazing and we see you. But for the people that are sat there that are thinking, this doesn't feel like me, I don't feel confident or strong in my body right now, what would you say to those people?
For me, I just tell them to draw a line under it. You can't change, and it's not just COVID. That can be when you've like lost a partner, when you've had kids. All of those things make you feel like, and COVID's just enhanced all of that for so many. Is we can't. It's happened. So draw a line and then just start afresh. Just find somewhere, whether it's asking a friend to go join a club, whether it's joining something online that you do. And I always giggle because people say the first session that you go to is the hardest. And for me, it's not. I just tell them it's not. You've made this one the hardest is your second. It's going back. That first one, you can fight all those nerves, that anxiety, that worry. It's that second one when you know it hurt and you ate the next day. You're not sure if people liked you. You're not sure. And once you make that second one, then you've sorted it. You've got it.
Yeah.
You keep going and keep going and keep going. But the friendships that you can make will last you a lifetime because they will see you through and they will watch you. And that's what they all say is everything we say, that they come and say is sacred. Nobody says it outside and they can just let rip. And sometimes you can be at home thinking all of these things. And when you hear other people, you kind of go, actually, I'm just like everybody else. And whether you're big or small, we've all got insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're tiny doesn't mean they don't worry,
Mm-hmm.
They've got different worries and it's just a different way. So you can't just say, well, they're thin, they're big, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's that confidence. If you've got confidence, it doesn't matter what you are.
No, absolutely. So what's coming up for you then? I'm interested. So doors open yesterday on outside stuff. Fingers crossed for the 17th of May, like everything crossed for the 17th of May, failing that the 21st of June.
Yeah.
What does your phasing back in look like? So, I mean, obviously you'll eventually be able to work at capacity time-wise in terms of your delivery, but what about beyond that?
So it's just kind of building it up. And because we had to go virtual, not only did we carry the sessions on, we did an online challenge. So we did a 4-week fitness challenge. And in the first 4 weeks I did, there was 12 of them. They lost 5.5 stone between them. So I think the top spot sits at one person's lost a stone in the 4 weeks. And we've carried that on. So it's just started yesterday for another 4-week challenge. And that's amazing because they were struggling day to day. It's all right doing the sessions, but when you haven't got each other to see, they needed something daily. So that I just motivate them. They inspire each other. They encourage. They comment on each other. They're really supportive in there. And then it's just building everything back up. It's just getting those sessions, getting obviously the signs up at the house and just everything, just building it and getting the sessions back up to full capacity and letting everybody know that we're here and just shouting about it really.
I love it. I love it. So, if you say you're doing these challenges and you've moved on online, so I'm assuming then that would make it accessible, make you accessible to people not just in your local area, which is, before COVID, where you would have really focused and where you would. And maybe this is one of the great things to come out of this whole situation, is that we realize, especially as a small business owner, that the world isn't just on our doorstep. The world really does mean the world, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. The challenge, anybody can come onto it from wherever. So that's fantastic. And then obviously the sessions, they just, because it's the sessions, like you say, it has to be quite close.
Yeah.
But that's the idea. And then obviously to just build it up. And like you say, now in space, I can do the workshops, I can offer the days so people can travel a little bit more if they know they're going to get a full day of fitness, of that mindset, that health and well-being that they can take away and then develop into their own and go train with somebody else. It doesn't matter if they've just got that bit of confidence, that boost, then, and that's what people need. And especially kids. I've got a 15-year-old and she wants to go in the army, and they have to do like 2K in 12 minutes. And she could do it on the treadmill. She couldn't do it outside. And her mum was training her. And you know what we're like as parents. You're like, you will do this, you will, And she just couldn't. And she's coming. She's only done 3 sessions. And yesterday she smashed a 2K in 11 minutes and 49 seconds. But at school, she's never been good at sport. She's never excelled. She's never made an effort. But now she's glowing. And the teacher said to her last week, they did a little cross-country circuit and she won. And the teacher was like, no, you're normally at the end. I'm having to drag you around. And she's like, what's happened? And this 15-year-old's glowing with pride that she wants to go in the army. She's got, that ambition. But you have to inspire them. You have to let them know there's other things.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the PE provision, again, like right now, it's pretty shocking. Like if I look at my 13-year-old daughter, they're not to take their PE kit into school because they've got nowhere to get changed. They won't have them getting changed in the communal areas. You can only take the trainers.
Ours go in their PE kit. Do yours?
No, they're not allowed to take the PE kit. They take the trainers. But then they've got to do whatever they've got to do. They've got to do in their tights and in their.
Oh no.
And in their, and then they've got to go back into their classes and go in. And these are teenagers. They're smelling.
Yeah, it's not nice. No, I was allowed to wear a PE kit, which is amazing. Yeah. Yes, they're in it all day, but there's no excuse. They can't not turn up with a PE kit. So if you don't like PE, you've still got to do it, and we've got to make them because you've got to tell them you've got to stay fit, and they've got to realise they can't just make excuses. So I do love the fact that ours go in their PE kit.
I wish that's what our schools. I wish that's what our schools did. It was certainly not the case. And I was even when they went back in September, I was like, "Are you doing PE?" She goes, "Yeah, but we have to take our trainers and we just do." What do you do? Like how do you?
Shit.
What are you doing? So yeah. I mean, Poppy, my eldest, she's a gamer. She isn't into sport and fitness. But you can tell that as soon as if she was to find a way for movement. Yeah.
And there's so many. They can box. There's so many martial arts. I did martial arts as a kid, and that hugely impacts on your confidence. Yeah. And there's so much. There's the CrossFit and the hits and dance and Zumba and gym. There's just so much. And so many. I mean, we go and people always want to put a name to it. But in ours, you've got slam balls and kettlebells and the ropes and the punch bags. You can do everything. Yeah. If you don't like something, I can just move you on. If you find it hard, if you're injured, there's no reason you can't do it. It's just finding a way. And it's having somebody that won't penalise you, that won't say, oh, well, no, you have to do it regimentally. Like I have people that say they go to a class and they don't talk in a session. I could not do an hour session and not talk. I just don't know why you'd even want to.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you say, it's that that idea of community and that idea of connection as well that comes with when when you do start to engage with the movement of your body. And sometimes, yeah, for some, it's a solitary thing. But even when we're able go to yoga classes and you see the same people every week, it's even if it's just a smile and a nod or noticing somebody's progress that they might not be able to see themselves. I remember when I would go regularly, and there was a pose that I just could not get, and 1 week I got it, and I remember the whole class was like,
because they support you, they feel your pain. And like you said, some don't have that big movement. When we could go indoors, I used to go to a care home and they would just do the sitting exercises. But it wasn't just that you were making them move their feet and things. They don't get many visitors, and when they do get their family, that's lovely. It's the same person. But I could go and we'd have a giggle and a laugh and we could have a joke and they could say silly things and be a bit ruder, and because they don't have to be on show for the family. And and if I took the kids, they were just overwhelmed, and the kids would throw a ball at them because kids don't question things. Kids don't go, "You're old and you can't move." They just interact with them. There's the innocence. And they love that. They love not being treated like this old person that's no longer incapable, that can't hold a conversation. They're desperate to. They're desperate to just be silly again.
Yeah. Oh man. Like as a performer, I would go into care homes too, and to go and see, but to see people and interact with people in that way, and it is in a little bit of a different way than say they would do directly with the families, and it just goes to show, Jamie, doesn't it, that the interaction and the movement and allowing ourselves to be in our bodies is such an incredible thing to be looking at doing, and having these things more open to us right now as the doors are starting to open again is really important. I'm so glad that you came onto the show today, certainly at this point in the proceedings of opening back up again, just to remind us that there are ways that we can engage. There are ways that exercise is not a punishment for our bodies being fat. Exercise is a way to love our bodies. So completely the opposite, right?
Yeah, definitely. It is a playground. Just go and enjoy it. Have fun. And these are our bodies, whether you want to lose weight or get a bit more definition in it, whatever it is. And it is a slow process. It's not instant. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So you've got
to... me after eating one salad. What do you mean I'm not Kate Moss? Shut up.
But it is, but you can laugh and joke about it, and you've got to make it funny. You've got to realize that, yes, I still want to have a drink on a weekend. I still want to go out for that girly night round wherever. I still want to have those people over and connect. And, we can't wait to have somebody in, and we're going to have massive meals and Indians and, and cook it. Well, we're all desperate for that. So you can't punish yourself. You've got to. And just because something works for somebody, and you try it and it doesn't work, all of our bodies are different. Even if I gave 100 people the same program to eat this, some would put weight on, some would lose it, some would maintain. It isn't a one for all. Everybody's different. So just find what works for you and accept that.
Amazing. Well, Jaime, thank you so much for coming to join us on the show this morning. It has been a timely conversation around accessing the movement of our bodies again as we start to peep out of this ridiculous situation that we've been in. And thank you for all of the work that you do around that and the incredible community that you continue to build. Jaime, how do we hang out with you online? How do we learn more about Jaime Greaves and everything that Jaime Greaves does?
So there is, the page is Jaime's Fit Club PT and Sports Massage, and then I've just started the group one, so that's Jaime's Fit Club Coaching, and then there is a website, www.james.co.uk, but spell Jaime correct.
We've got to spell Jaime. It's is how we're spelling it. We're spelling it the right way. Jaime, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure to talk to you and get to know you better. All the best as things start to open up for you and you start to welcome people into the doors of your phenomenal garage. We want to see pictures when you're all up and running and you're sorted. But best of luck to you, and thank you for joining us on the Show Rise Up Show.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I feel, do you know what? I feel better already. I feel better speaking to what a lovely, lovely, lovely lady. The phenomenal Jaime Greaves. Everybody, please do go and follow her. Jamie's Fit Club and Sports Massage. Well, I don't feel quite so well enough yet to start to be throwing myself around, but I definitely feel a little bit more motivated in terms of moving my bod. I don't know about you guys, but please do make sure you go and follow her. And whilst we're talking about motivation and celebration and inspiration, shameless plug for Be Inspired again, go and get your ticket right now. We've got all manner of phenomenal people ready, primed and ready on the 22nd and 23rd to speak to you all, to edutain you into motivation, into looking outside of lockdown, into looking at growing our minds, our businesses, and our hearts. Go and get your tickets right now. If you go to, someone's posted a link. If any of you guys with an affiliate link have got one, feel free to bang one in here. Go to one of our incredible affiliates. If you want to be an affiliate and you want to sell tickets for Be Inspired with us, then all you need to do is grab yourself a ticket and start sharing your link. All right, my darlings, have an incredible day. Keep your peepers peeled on your inbox as we share a little bit more today with regards to raising, how we're going to raise £10,000 for the Fly Anyway Foundation, where we help survivors of domestic abuse build businesses and create their independence. We're going to be doing that as part of Be Inspired. So if you want to get amongst that as well, make sure you get your ticket to be involved. We're on a mission to raise £10,000 for the Fly Anyway Foundation. We welcome the first of our business builders into the foundation to start being helped by our ambassadors from May onwards. So we need those things there ready to support. So thank you to everybody who's got their tickets so far. We are on a mission. If you get a little message from me over the next few days, do not be offended. It's because I am excited to speak to you all and excited to share Be Inspired and all things Be Inspired with you. Right, my loves, have an incredible day. Thank you to everybody who's reached out and sent me a little note or a little message to wish me well. I'm fine. This arm's a bit sore. Other than that, I'm absolutely cracking. If anybody's worried about getting the vaccine, book the next day off. Take a chill day afterwards is all I would say. Make sure you dose yourself up, get snuggled up with Netflix and some Ben and Jerry's, and then get ready to be fighting fit into the world once again. Right. I love you. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you all later.